Our conversation continues now with Drew Mehringer, the wide receiver coach, also the co-offensive coordinator. And I was talking earlier with Coach Niver about the competition with the coaching staff on Twitter a little bit, to trying to bring up the social media and expand the brand. And you, Coach Niver, probably there 1A, 1B at the Twitter game.
I tell you what, the what recruiting has done and the advent of social media now in recruiting, and what you have to do to broadcast yourselves as a program and be involved in these kids' lives, every hour of every day, not even just every day anymore, is crazy a little bit, but. We have a lot of fun with it. Coach Niver's got some pretty hilarious tweets out there, and I know that I think the best one of the year, though, goes still to Coach Applewhite. Major put one out there from it was a reference to Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
It was a good one. So
yeah, he's more of that dry sense of humor.
a little bit, but it's good. It's a good balance.
We'll take a look at your four receivers now. We'll bring them through the highlight video. We'll go through them, and we'll start with Chance Allen, the transfer from Oregon. And talking to Coach Herman earlier, I said you slap that Oregon brand across a player's chest, and he transfers out. That's immediate relevance, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it's good. He's a Fort Bend kid that Oregon picked up a couple years back. He's a good kid. He's got good height. He's about 6'2". He played at Oregon at about 202, 205 pounds, so he's got good size to him. So he'll fit in nicely, I think, in the room. He's got a great skill set. He's not going to be the fastest kid that we have down the field, but he's got great body control and great hands through his routes. Getting a guy like that coming back to Texas, and a guy that's played and been in the national championship on the highest level of college football will be good for our room, because ultimately that's what we're trying to do, and we can get a kid that can express what that feels like and the work that went into that. That'll be really, really good for us.
The other two receivers we'll take a look at are out of high school. One of them from just up north, Lufkin, Terry Markin. It's interesting, his older brother's on the team, Tommy Markin. He's a little bigger than younger brother Terry.
Tommy's a big old boy now. He's a great kid, though. And Terry, his younger brother, had a great career up at Lufkin. He's coached by Coach Quick up there, and Coach Quick does a great job and always has for a long time. He's played. He's been there a long time. He had 800 yards this past year receiving. He had somewhere in the neighborhood of 45, 50 catches. He's played some really, really quality opponents up there in East Texas, and so for bringing him down, it'll be a great addition to our room, I think.
One of the receivers that you have coming in from Louisiana, our neighbor state, a state champion, also ran tracks. Seems, at least on paper, to be a great athlete. Ran the 800 meter, was part of the relay there as well. And at least on paper, like I said, it seems like somebody that's going to have a high level potential.
I think so, and he's a guy. He's here like Chance. He's in school right now with us. He came in mid-year. They're three-time. He was a three-time state champion there at John Curtis. They play great football there. He's played. He's played with some other good wide receivers as well there. They had a kid named Malachi Dupree that came out of there, and him and Devin went side by side. As the top 1 and 2 wideouts there at that school. And anytime you go three-time state champions and one time a consensus national championship in 2012 as a high school program, you got to have quality individuals playing football for you. So Devin's definitely one of those.
So three receivers coming in with Allen, Mark, and Smith, and just as a whole, not necessarily this class, but going forward, receivers that are playing under you, what are some attributes that you like? What are some things that you like for them to do?
The number one thing that I think that we have to understand as a wide receiver unit is that we have to run the football, and it sounds very counterintuitive to hear probably from the wideouts coach, but for us, if you look at even the way that I explained it to them, is like, did Des Bryant have a great career? Not this past season, but the season before, or a great season, excuse me. No, he did not, because the Cowboys did not run the football as well as they did this past year. And when DeMarco Murray and the offensive line up there ran the ball well, Des Bryant had a much better season. It's all part of a team effort. And so, number one, the first thing that we're going to have to be is unselfish, and we're going to have to block for the inside run game, and that opens up the pass game, and that's the way that we're going to play offensively, philosophically, and mentality-wise, that we're going to be a physical group. as well as a playmaking group.
What are the challenges in that? Because receivers, they want to catch the ball to get them to block downfield for the running backs.
I think it's just it's a mentality, and I think if you come into a culture where, for me as a position coach, if I set that mentality from day one, it's the standard. It's not something new anymore. It's just how we play the game, and when you play the game that way, the less physical side of the game, the receiving side of the game, becomes a lot easier because your DB, your opponent, is having to play the entire game, not just the only times that you're running routes.
You know, the staff has a lot of ties to Texas. You as well, being from nearby Rice, you've had a couple of coaching stops in the state of Texas as well. So no stranger to the city of Houston. How do you think that's going to help you recruiting down the road?
I think it's great. I grew up right outside the Metroplex, just south in Mansfield, Texas. So for me, coming back to the state of Texas, being gone for 5 or 6 years, is really, really good. I'm really excited. There's better food, better people. It's going to be great. So the transition's good. I think in recruiting, anytime that it's your home state, if you're recruiting where you come from, not only do you know those people, but it means something to you, you do a better job there. You're more thorough. Because, it's important. It's really, really important. It's great to be here. It really is.
Well, Coach, we're happy to have you back, and thanks for taking some time today.
Thank you.
Drew Mehringer stopping by, and we'll continue.